All right, hello. This is my project demonstration for Module 11. So I started off with my object-oriented programming banking system project. So we use Java classes, inheritance, method overriding, and encapsulation to simulate a basic banking application. And each class represents something real like a person, a bank account, or a customer. And it was built up in exercises to show that each part works. I tested everything as well in my main class. So first I have the um, person file. So this is a simple person class with two private fields. It's got name and age. We used a constructor to set those values and gather methods to retrieve them. And I used this class in exercise 0 to introduce objects in basic class structure. Next, I have the bank account. So in bank account, core classes of the banking system, it models a basic bank account with a balance and an account number and a list of transactions. So we added methods to deposit and withdraw money and get the current balance, track all transactions, and the toString method gives a simple summary of the account. The class is also the parent class for savings and checking accounts. So the savings account class extends the bank account and adds an interest rate. So override the deposit method to automatically add interest whenever a deposit is made. Also method to check the current interest rate, setter method to change the interest rate, convenience method for updating the interest rate, and then overrides toString to include interest rate info in the account summary. In the checking account, also extends the bank account, but instead of adding interest, it adds an overdraft feature. So the overdraft method to allow overdraft up to the specified limit. It can only be used, total can be used, including overdraft, and this allows withdraw if it's within the available funds. The getter method is used to check how much overdraft is allowed. The setter method is to update the overdraft limit, and then overrides the toString method to also display the overdraft limit. The bank customer class represents a customer who owns one or more accounts. So we've got the customer's name and a list to store all of the customer's bank accounts. Instructor sets the customer's name and initializes the account list. This method to add a new bank account to the customer stores the account and prints a confirmation. And then this method to calculate the total balance from all customers' accounts. Getter method to return the customer's name, and then a method to print a full banking report. And then in the main driver file is where we run all of the exercises to test and demonstrate how the classes work. And then when that's ran, it will print the results, which I did use some spacing and some lines just to make it a little bit easier to read when it comes and it's printed. Okay, so next I'm going to move on to the main project. So it's a Spring Boot application that manages restaurants, users, and addresses for a food delivery system. So the restaurant file, uh, this class defines what a restaurant looks like in the database. So it's mapped to a table using JPA and it includes fields like name, phone, email, price range, and active status. And each restaurant is linked to a user entity and address. And I use validation to make sure certain fields are required like name and phone. And I limited the price range from 1 to 3. Also use Lombok to cut down on repetitive code, and Hibernate automatically tracks when the restaurant is created or updated. So we have these tables that are based off of the schema that was given to me for all of these models here. I'm going to be focusing on the restaurant for this presentation. Next, I'm going to go to the restaurant controller, which is the back end, the back office web controller. It handles the back office views that an admin or staff member would use. It loads the restaurant list, shows the form to create or edit a restaurant, handles saving and deleting them. When I save a new restaurant, I create a new address and link it to the selected user. And when editing, it updates the existing values. And all the data here is passed to HTML templates using Timeleaf, which I have my create, edit, and list here. Next, I'm going to go to the restaurant API controller. So this controller is used for the API side of the project, and it works with JSON and connects the front end frameworks or external apps. I have routes to get all restaurants, get one by ID, post a new restaurant, the update the restaurant, which is a put, and then the delete restaurant. So it lets me keep the logic clean and separate from the web-based controller. Also have this file I wanted to show. This under status name, this is an enum. So it's a simple, it's simple. It defines the different stages in order can be in, pending, in progress, and delivered. And I use this to track the progress of orders in a clean and consistent way instead of relying on strings. Enums help avoid bugs and keep the code clean or easier to manage. So I'm going to go ahead and show this here first. So this page lists all of the restaurants that are in the database. Also have an edit button here. So you have a drop down, select the price range. Just like when you look on Google at a restaurant, it'll show you a price range, least expensive, moderately expensive, and fancy. So if I go here and then I update, you'll notice that it does update the field. I can also create a new restaurant. We'll just do, I think I have this one on here right now. So here I can add a new address, or I also added a drop down to where if there's addresses that aren't being used already on a restaurant. So let's say a restaurant was at a location and then it's no longer there, but that place is going to be rented out as leased out as another restaurant. You can use the address and then a drop down to select the user that's in the database. We'll do Pete, submit, and there we go. We got Fancy John's. And then we can also delete from the database. So we'll delete Sunset Grill and it updates it automatically. Now I'm going to show my post. I did the bonus tier. So we have a get, so we can get all of the restaurants. So this will give a list of not only the restaurants, but the address and then the user that's attached to that as well. We can add a new restaurant. You notice I deleted Sunset Grill. So we're going to test this. So boom, it updated, and then we'll check here just to make sure that boom, Sunset Grill. So excited that that worked. And then we'll go ahead and update. So we got Sunset Grill here. We'll move it. Just do a simple update on the price range. So we send that. Got a good result there. And that updated on here as well. Like it never fails. Somehow it added another restaurant. Almost a perfect presentation. I also added for addresses, and I was doing some testing so I could get a list of my addresses that were in the database. as well as users. But let's go ahead, since that gave me two of the same, go ahead and delete it. So we got the restaurant, so we'll do it under the ID name of the restaurant. So we're going to do 34 for Sunset Grill. All right, refresh here, and it's gone. All right, so that's my presentation for Module 11, and I will see you in the next one.